Hi guys, welcome back to some more FIFA action, and it's time for the Financial Takeover series, and I've decided to go with Leeds United. There were a few suggestions of Wolves, there was one for Portsmouth, and there was a few for Leeds, and there was also the suggestion of instead of using young kids, as that seems to be what everyone is doing in career mode on YouTube, it was to be to be a bit different and to use fringe players and players from Premier League teams that may not be getting a full game, may not be getting into the starting 11 that frequently. So I'm thinking players like Gylfi Sigurdsson at Spurs, Jolene Lescott at Man City, Scott Sinclair at West Brom, that type of player. If we can get those players in, then that should give us a decent squad, especially to look to go up with Leeds. If I'd done it with Wolves, I'm not too sure I'd be able to get that many players in, as I'd be having to pay a lot of wages to get them to drop down 2 divisions. But that is where we're going to go. We're going to be here with Leeds. We're going to have a quick look at the squad. Their default formation is a 4-4-2. So we've got Jack Butland on loan from Stoke for this season, which is fairly interesting. Now, he was one of the keepers who I was looking to bring in if I did start with Wolves, but I downloaded the latest squads and he is at Leeds. I may look to bring in Fraser Forster was a potential keeper I was going to look to bring in, as well as fringe players. I will look at potentially bringing in 1 or 2 young players from the Premier League. If I can bring in Raheem Sterling or Januzaj, those type of players I may look to bring in. Got another one that I could look to bring in would be Aaron Lennon. He's not getting that many games at Spurs. I know he's been slightly injured as well, but also it's the fact that you've got Townsend there, Lamella when he's fit. So there are a few players around. Kev Nolan or Andy Carroll from West Ham would be a couple of potential signings. Nastasic, the more I think about Man City, I think he could be one to bring in. He's not getting that much game time there. But we've got Lee Peltier right back. Watson and Pearce are the 2 centre backs, Warnock at left back, Kebe right mid, Austin, Murphy and Stewart in midfield, with Hunt and McCormack up front. So there are a few potential players. We've got Paddy Kenny as the backup keeper. We could sell Paddy Kenny and bring in someone else, bring in Fraser Forster and then use Jack Butland as the backup keeper. Connor Wickham has recently signed on loan from Sunderland. So we do have decent strikers. El Hadj Diouf I think I might look to just get rid of. Yeah, I think there's definitely things that can be done with this team. I think maybe a wholesale clear out as well. But we'll just have to see. I need to move forward a couple of days. I have purchased the Financial Takeover, but I'm not expecting to see it straight away. It may not appear for a couple of days. Let's have a look at the office. Harry Steer is one of my scouts. Global transfer, we've got 4. Yeah, we've got 4 scouts. League objective, fight for promotion. The cup objective will to reach the last 32, and the transfer market is now open. Let's quickly move forward a couple of days just so we can look to see, hopefully the Financial Takeover does come in pretty soon. I thought it was instantaneous, but obviously not. International management, I look to be from, where was that? Alex Soriano. I don't think I'm going to take a job. And there we go, the funds have been made available. Remaining 49 million and wage budget of, we're going to move that well across and give us say 35 transfer budget and 292,000 in terms of wages. So we've got Butland in, so I think that's going to be okay for now. I'm going to do this via individual teams, and I'm going to find a few players to look at. We will, I think, have an interest in Nastasic and in Micah Richards. He could be one, you know. Let's inquire about Micah Richards, because the one thing about Man City is they've got a huge squad, so a lot of players. We've got Jolene Lescott there, we'll inquire about him, and Nastasic, they're not going to get that much game because you've got other players. Let's see, Milner could be one because you've got Navas. Could be interesting getting Milner back to Leeds. Jack Rodwell could be an interesting one. Looks if we need someone in the centre of midfield. I was potentially thinking we could look at Joe Allen was a potential one. A couple of interesting strikers who I'm going to be cheeky and look to put bids in for are Hernandez and Welbeck. I think with these two guys, it's they're not getting that much game time. Only when Rooney or Van Persie are injured, so it is a case of just having a look and seeing if we can be a bit cheeky and bring one of them in. Januzaj would be the other one who we may look to try and bring in from Man United. Nani, we could be cheeky and look to go after Nani. They're not performing. He's not performing for them, and he's not really playing at the moment. So let's go on to Spurs. Townsend or Lennon. Gomez could be one, but he's 32. The other one I looked at Spurs was Younes Kaboul. It's mainly Dawson, Vertonghen or Chirichez at the back, so Younes Kaboul is one I will look to bring in. His contract is expiring, so they're in 12 months. Gylfi Sigurdsson is another one we're going to inquire about. Not getting that much game time. Bentaleb, he's a great player, but I think we're okay about that. Obviously, no Defoe. He was one I was potentially thinking about bringing in, but it's just rather unfortunate that he's obviously gone to where's he gone? Toronto. We could look at Joe Allen or Raheem. And you do need to potentially look at bringing in some better midfielders. For centre backs, I think we're okay. Raheem Sterling. Let's inquire. And where's he gone? Joe Allen will be a potential one. We'll add him to the shortlist because we've got a load of inquiries going on right now. Have a quick look at West Ham. The other one I was potentially thinking of bringing in, I will have a look at Scott Sinclair, but there's Vidra as well at West Brom, although I think he may have just signed for them, so he may not want to come over. Joe Cole could be an interesting one. They've got Stuart Downing, so let's add Joe Cole to the shortlist just for now. Where's Kevin Nolan? He's an attacking mid, but we may look to bring him in. And Andy Carroll will be recently arrived from Liverpool for 8 million, so he's not going to be sold. West Brom was the other team, wasn't it? Scott Sinclair. Yeah, Vidra I think may have only just joined, so we may not be able to bring him in. On loan at West Brom from Udinese, interesting, so we definitely can't bring him in. Sessegnon's only just joined. Scott Sinclair on loan. We'll add him to the shortlist. We may look to bring him in next season. But there's a few players there who we could look to bring in, so let's just move forward a couple of days. Nastasic will cost us 10 million. Welbeck, they've no interest. He's not going to join. Januzaj isn't going to join. Kaboul, 3.3 million. So you know what? Let's put in a £3 million bid. He's on 60 grand a week, which is pretty steep. But if we want to bring in some quality players, we are going to have to look to spend a bit. Hence why I'm thinking we're only going to potentially have 30 million for wages. Dominic Pellion, an offer from Blackburn. Interesting. Obviously, I hadn't looked at who may leave and who may stay. Pellion, I think, could be one that we may just want to let go out on loan. I'm sure he's going to turn into a half-decent player. So it could be that I reject this offer and we look to let him to go out on loan. Actually, his potential I think is only around 70, 75. So you know what? Let's counter that. If he's playing well, you can have him for $1 million. And then let's do that. The other thing else, I'm going to have to go and look now and see what players I can sell and want to sell, and just make some make some sales. Sterling 3.3 million. So let's put in a 3 million bid for Raheem Sterling. So that's a right winger and a centre back we've made offers for. 4.7 for Gylfi Sigurdsson. He can play on the left. Put in a £4 million bid for him. So that's a centre back, a left back. So a centre back, a left mid, and a right mid. Javier Hernandez, no interest in letting him go. Julian Lescott, 3 million. So let's put in a £2.5 million bid for him. 70,000 a week. So we are racking up a couple of 100,000. 12.5 million for Micah Richards, not a chance. Right, transfers. Let's go to sell players. Let's have a look. So there's 34 players. Got Ashdown, Butland, Cairns, and Kenny. Butland is on loan. Could get rid of Kenny. And you know what? Let's get rid of Ashdown, and we'll look to bring in a youth keeper, I think. Lees, Pierce, Wotton, and Zalukas. So we've got decent there. If we bring in some, a couple of centre backs, and I may look to get one or two of them go. Drury's retiring, so he'll do us for this season. Taylor is loaned out. Is he on loan? Whereabouts is he on loan? Can we find out? Fleetwood. Okay, we'll leave him there. Warnock, yeah, he'll do, and then look to bring in. We'll look to try and find a youth scout and bring in a left back towards the end of the season. Sam Byram and Peltier are right backs, so I think we're actually okay for right backs. Austin Brown, who's retiring. Green is loaned out. Moat, Murphy, Norris is going to be sold. Thompson, Tong is going to be sold, I think. Yeah, so we've got, Green is loaned out. Brown's retiring. We've got Austin is 67. Murphy's 67. Pew can go. Maybe I let one of the other two go. Kebe is on loan. We'll keep him for the time being. Diouf, I definitely want to let him go. Hunt, McCormack, Morrison on loan at Millwall. Dominic Pellion is looking to be on his way out. Smith will keep. Varney is loaned out. Wickham is in. So wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikers. Holy shit. 1 in, 2 out. So at the end of the season we'll be left with 7. So Diouf out. Hunt recently joined, can't let him go. McCormack I'm definitely keeping. Pellion, yeah, looks like the obvious one to leave. Then again, we've got Smith. Pellion potentially would have been the one to keep, I think. If Blackburn don't come back with that offer, then that's fine. It's Matt Smith we can't let go. Wickham I want to keep because he's the second best striker we've got. Wow, they've got a big squad. Alright, let's see if we get anywhere. I don't want to spend that much. Put 900,000. It's a player off the books, but Pellion is better than Smith. So you know what? Let's just reject that and see what they say. Okay, so I think with the other players we may look to bring in. Spurs transfer offer accepted for Yunus Kabul. 60,000, 20% clean sheet. 4-year contract, and you're going to be a crucial first team player. Hopefully he accepts that. Right. Transfer offer from Cameron Stewart for Cameron Stewart. Left mid 67. Let's have a quick look. Area. Pew is hopefully going to be sold. Stewart. I think I want to keep Stewart. Then again, if we've got Sigurdsson in. Yeah, you know what? Stewart's 6,000. Right. Let's have a look at these. Spurs, Gylfi Sigurdsson offer is in. 35, 20%, 4-year deal, crucial first team player. So I think we can get Gylfi Sigurdsson in, which is a good one. Liverpool have accepted the offer for Raheem Sterling. 20%, 4-year deal, crucial first team player. And Man City have accepted the offer for Lescott. 70,000, you know what? I'm going to stall on that. If I can get Kabul in slightly less and he's younger, with who's there, that should be pretty much okay. We'll leave that Cameron Stewart for the time being. In fact, actually, how much was the offer? 750. We can get up to 1 million. So if I can get him for, he's valued at 100,000. Sorry, 500,000. If I can get him for 1 million, that's double his value. I think that's a good piece of business. I could look to get there, just looking at Forest there, I could look to bring in Leskeles, but I've already got him in one of my careers. I don't really want him in two. More than they're willing to spend. Okay, if you're not willing to spend that, then you're not having him. Simple as that. I'm happy to keep hold of players and just rotate as and when, and if players are unhappy, then Gylfi Sigurdsson, Raheem Sterling, Kabul has accepted. Accept that. Thank you very much. And why are the other two rejecting? Your club is not prestigious enough for me, say Sterling. Okay, so I'll give you 55,000 a week and a crucial first team player. And Gylfi Sigurdsson, give you 40,000 a week, 4-year deal, crucial first team player. New signing, Younes Kabul has come in. Whereabouts are you, Kabul? Can't see yet. There you are, 79 rated, so there we go. Good solid centre back to get things going. May look to bring, I don't know about left back and right back, whether we're okay for those two. Look at that badge, I think I want to say that's Frankfurt. Gylfi Sigurdsson is still saying no, so we go 45,000, 4 years, crucial first team player. You're going to get first team football here, mate. Christ, he's only 23, I didn't realise he was that young. Oh, well, we have an office. Raheem Sterling has accepted 55 grand a week. Accept that, thank you. Leaves with 177,000, and Zach Thompson wants to play. And new signing has arrived, Raheem Sterling, thank you. So what are we left? We're left with 29 million and 177,000. So there's definitely some damage we can do into that. If Sigurdsson comes in, he's on what, 45, so that's going to drop us to 135,000. This will leave us 26,000 in 26 million, sorry, in terms of transfer funds. At home to Frankfurt though in this game, up to 3.5 stars now with Sterling coming in. So we've got Pierce, Zaluska, new signing still not in the team. Cameron Stewart, Aidan White, Raheem Sterling 77, there you go, that's an immediate impact. Although, I want Stewart there, I want him on the right, don't we? Raheem Sterling, there we go. Can play right wing or left wing, can't really play right mid, but that's okay, I'm happy with him being there. Kabul will leave out for the time being. I'm thinking whether we just try and go after Fraser Forster now and get in the goalkeeper. We've got Jack Butland, who is only on loan, so if he doesn't get played that much, it's okay. 1-1. Stewart with the goal, Meyer with the equaliser in the 89th minute, and Pierce sent off. Okay. Wickham and Diouf both came off the bench. Wow, these friendlies are thick and fast. League objective. Gylfi Sigurdsson, you know what? I'm going to go to 50,000 max for you, and that's it. I'm not going any higher. If you don't accept that, I will look at someone else. I wonder if Joe Allen could be one to have a look at. Shortlist. He won't come, so let's remove him. They won't allow him to come, so let's remove him. Scott Sinclair, Januzaj, they won't allow him to come, so let's remove him. Joe Allen, inquire. Joe Cole, where can Kevin Nolan play? Can he play anywhere else? He can play centre mid, so let's inquire about Kevin Nolan. I'm intrigued as to whether the two players, Joe Cole and Kevin Nolan, can do anything for the club. Nolan may do for 1 or 2 seasons with his age. He's 31. How old's Cole? He's 31 as well. So they're not really going to improve much on their current potential, and I'm sure their potentials are only mid-70s. So wow, Atletico Madrid for this game. Holy shit! The board do like to make these games pretty intense and pretty, well, I would say hard. Kabul in, Warnock, Kebe, Tong, Murphy, Pugh, Wickham and McCormack up front. Are we going to get anything from this game? 2-1. Wickham scores. Pugh sent off. So that's 2 sent off in 2 games. Holy shizer. That's not a good start. So let's get this final pre-season game done. Joe Allen 10.5 million. Kev Nolan 3.3. Joe Allen 10.5. I think I can find others, you know, that may help and be less expensive. Gylfi Sigurdsson, I'm not. If you're not coming for that much, I'm just going to leave it. As much as I would like you in there because you are young enough to improve. I just can't. Not for giving you an extra 15 grand a week and you're still not accepting it. Hunt and McCormack up front. Let's just go with that team for now. It's not as if we really need to worry about it. A home game, so hopefully we can win this one. It'll be nice to get a win on the board. Ashdown in goal for this one. It's another 1-1 draw and another sending off. Jesus Christ, McCormack scores though. And White, 2 bookable offences. Jason Pierce. I'm a bit worried, having read some speculation surrounding me. Give me another chance. Well, let's have a look. Now that Kabul's in, we may look to sell Kabul. Leeds, keep Pierce. Zaliukas recently joined, so we can't sell him. Watton, I'll keep. Pierce. Feels he may have been replaced. I think he could have. Can you play anywhere else? No, just centre back. Zaliukas can just play centre back. Watton, just play centre back. Please, centre back or right back. Interesting. We've got Byram and Peltier for right back. Left back is where we need to look to potentially bring someone in. Could bring Zeki Friars in. I'm sure he hits half decent heights. I'm trying to think of other left backs. Oh Christ. I'm trying to think of Premier League left backs. Enrique is the main one at Liverpool, so we'll have to pay a fortune to get him in. Butner could be one from Man United. What left backs have Man United got? I could bring Luke Shaw in, but he's dropping down a division, isn't he? And I don't think he will. But Luke Shaw's probably one that's brought in by everyone. Whereas I'm trying to bring players in that potentially aren't brought in. Butner could be one. Let's inquire about Butner. Chris Smalling, Johnny Evans, Keane, Vidic, Phil Jones. We could go for Johnny Evans or Chris Smalling. It could be one to bring in. Rafael normally plays right back, so we can't bring him in. Nani's an interesting one. Kagawa. I'd love to bring Kagawa in, but I don't think they'd sell him. Tom Cleverley. He'd be a nice one to bring in. Milner could be one to bring in. Liverpool, Hull, Fulham. Who Fulham got? Let's have a look. Berbatov's probably gone. I'm going to say Moussa Dembele, but that's the other Moussa Dembele. Mitroglu's just come in. Diego Ben, Lewis Holtby. He would have been one I would love to have brought in, but obviously he's just joined them on loan. Damien Duff. Probably a bit too old. There's no one really there. I'll tell you what, guys. I'll leave it there. I'm rocking on for nearly half an hour, so I shall leave it there, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. If you can think of any players that we should look to try and sign, obviously we have a fair amount of funds available. You can see there we've got 29 million and 177,000 in wages. Then let me know, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.